Hey everybody, Z Garcia here, and today we're going to be contending with our opponent in order to explore our temple before they do in Naga. This is a two-player only game in which you are going to be using cards and dice in order to acquire tiles that let you explore your temple, reveal relics in that temple, and race to 25 victory points, all while avoiding 3 cursed relics that are in that temple. And if you reveal them all, you immediately lose the game. It's a very tactical game, it's a short game, a punchy game, and as you can probably tell, a very attractive game. So let's go ahead and dive into it. I'm going to give you an explanation. I'll come on back after that. I'll give you a few more details about it and some final thoughts. So here's what the game looks like set up. Each player is going to have their own board, 9 relics that they've randomized and placed face down around their board. They have 3 openings facing them. And then everyone has 5 cards from the shuffle deck. You've also got over here the dice, or the fate sticks as the game calls them. You've got a reference sheet to show you the different faces on those dice. And then the stack of rooms there, some of these tokens as well. So each round is going to be played over a few different phases, and you'll continue taking rounds and playing rounds until one of a couple of likely things will happen. First, someone gets to 25 points. Whoever gets to 25 points first is going to be the winner of the game. Or you might lose the game if you uncover the 3 cursed relic tiles that are around your temple. There's another way for the game to end, which is filling this up completely, but that's much more unlikely. So, here is what you do on your turn. Someone is going to have the start player scroll here, and you are going to reveal a new tile. The tiles show pathways, and sometimes they'll have these tokens as well, such as this one here, where you would put that face down on it, and that'll give you some special ability if you can reach it. But for now, we're going to take a look at this one. Just a pretty straightforward path through that tile. Then, starting from the start player, I am going to select the number of cards I would like to use for the dice throwing part of the round. These cards are going to have different special effects across the bottom. They have symbols in the top corners as well as dice in the center of the top of the card. And that's the only part I'm really looking at right now. I can select as many as I want to as long as they have the same symbol in the top corner. So for example, these 3 cards here all show the same symbol in the top corner there, even though the arrows are different. That's okay. The symbols are the same. Or, so I can play up to all 3 of these, or I can play just that one with its own symbol, or just that one with its own symbol. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this one. I place it face down. I say I'm going to play 1 card for this. And then my opponent will do the same thing. So my opponent might say, well, I'm going to do 2 cards for this one. And they'll play 2. After we've done that, we are going to reveal those cards and take the dice that the card lists at the top. I'm going to get one of these larger ones, and I am going to get a green one here. So that's what I'll be rolling on my turn. My opponent reveals theirs, and it looks like they get 2 white ones, and they'll get 4 of the green ones, the small ones. That'll be their pool. Alright, so these cards are done for right now. We'll just set those aside, and then we each respectively roll our own pool of fate sticks. And so my opponent will then take theirs, and they'll roll that. Now these dice are going to show you one of 2 things. Either the pips, the gold spots there, and that's your strength towards winning this tile. Or they show you the Nagas, these little snake shapes that are going to allow you to trigger actions. Once we've rolled them, then we go to playing cards for effects. Starting from me. To play a card for an effect, I am going to ignore everything else on the card at the top and just worry about the power on the bottom, but I need to spend one of the Nagas from my pool in order to do so. I didn't roll any, so I'm going to pass on that step. I'm not going to play any of them. Right now, my total is 4. My opponent has 2. So they are going to spend one of their Nagas and trigger a card. They are going to play this one here. And that card says their total strength is +4. So they have 4 more of these gold pips. So they play that. They are up to 6. I passed already, so I'm done. they may continue to trigger these Nagas and spend their cards. But they're going to choose to pass as well because they're winning. So the round, this part of the round is done, and my opponent there would win. We are going to get rid of the dice. Those are done for right now. My opponent takes this tile and is going to place it anywhere they'd like on their board, such as there. And as you can see, they've now created a path in which they can walk in the temple and over here reach this tile. So they go ahead and reveal that tile. As it says right there, that is worth 3 victory points. And so they are 3 points closer to winning the game. Once that's done, whoever lost the round, it becomes the new start player. They're going to take the scroll. In this case, I will keep it because I lost. I am going to draw 3 cards from the stack of cards. I'll look at them. I'm going to keep 2 of them. And I'm going to give the last and third one to the winner of the round, of the previous round. And then we begin a new round by revealing a new tile, placing a token on it if we need to, and once again, bidding the cards for the dice, picking those dice, rolling them, possibly triggering abilities on the cards, and then winning this tile. So let's say my opponent wins again, and let's say they do this and put it right there. From the center entrance, they'll be able to reach this spot, so they'll take that tile and reveal it, and they will keep it. They don't have to show it to me unless they're cashing it in. In this case, it's 1 victory point, so they'll keep that hidden for the rest of the game. And they're actually up to 4 victory points, though I won't know that. Some of the other powers on these tokens allow you to draw cards, get 2 victory points. They allow you to cancel powers triggered by your opponent by cashing that in as they are about to trigger a power. You give this up and that power is canceled. It never happens. And that's largely it on these tokens, just a few small bonuses. And then the powers on the cards allow you to do all sorts of things. Things like looking at these around the board, either your own or your opponent's. That's indicated by the red arrow, meaning affecting your opponent, or the white one facing towards you, meaning affecting your own board. They'll allow you to draw cards, increase your control for something. They'll allow you to discard a card from your opponent's hand. All sorts of things. Move 2 of the relics around the board, either again on your board or your opponent's board. They'll allow you to rotate tiles on the board. They'll even allow you to eliminate dice already rolled and therefore bring your opponent closer to defeat for that round. So those are the kinds of things you can expect to see. As I said, we continue going until either someone gets to 25 points or they reveal all of their cursed relics. There are 3 of them. So let's say my opponent actually did that. First of all, they would not get this yet, as they cannot reach it through one of the exits. But they do now reach this tile, so they'll reveal that tile there. And that is worth 6 victory points, the most of any of the tiles. But it is also one of the 3 cursed tiles. There are 3 6s, and while they are very strong and are going to get you close to victory, if you ever have all 3 revealed around your board, you are immediately eliminated from the game, even if that would put you at 25 or above. So that's another thing you can attempt to do. If your opponent is very close to winning the game, you can try to manipulate these tiles in order to make sure that their revealed ones include those 3 cursed relics, and you win the game without getting to 25 points. So that's largely the game. You should now have a pretty good idea of how the whole thing works. Let me show you a couple more of these tiles here, just so you see some of the configurations, though again, they are very straightforward configurations. But that's basically Naga. So let's go back up top and let me tell you what I think of the game. All right, so there it is. That's Naga. Let's talk about this. All right, overall, I really enjoy this game. It's exactly the kind of 2-player game I like. It has a gorgeous look, an attractive theme, a nice back and forth between the players, and a good mixture between tactical considerations and some luck. But again, let's go through it all. So we're going to start right at the top. Theme. I really like the theme. It's got the cool exploration theme going on. It's engaging. It puts me in that world. I enjoy it. I find it to be, certainly a little bit on the abstract side of things, but the illustrations and the just setup of everything really draws me in. As I said, the illustrations for aesthetics fantastic. And then you compound that with a gorgeous insert, really good components in that box. This is a slam dunk from an aesthetics point of view. Replayability, really good, fun, new things to try from session to session. I like the different abilities on the cards. You get to, push your opponent into corners. You can put pressure points on them, You can decide when you want to fight for something and when you want to back off and go for an alternate route. All those things lead to a lot of replayability for me. Game length, very good as well. The game could technically draw out a little bit if no one's getting to 25 points or finding the 3 relics, the cursed ones, if you have to go all the way to filling up the board. But it's very, very rare that you have to go to all 9 tiles in someone's board for the game to end that way. So it's normally a very good game length, and you definitely feel that time pressure near the end of the game because since it is a race to 25 points, you want to find some of those cursed relics. They're 6 points. You just don't want to find all of them. And the game is balanced on a razor's edge when it comes to that. So it keeps that, interesting and high. So replayability is high because of it. And the game length feels tense because of it. Next up, ease of play. Fantastic iconography in this game really helps. The symbology I never had a problem with. You check the rule book once or twice and then you are done. It's all right there. It's all clearly laid out. Really helps to keep the pace of the game going without slowing down to check what something does. Very good. And then lastly, tactics and strategy and luck. Yes, like I said, this game has a good balance for me. If you are someone who hates luck, there's going to be some luck in this. You have cards that you are drawing or possibly being given by your opponents, and you are rolling dice. Yes. So there is luck in the game. There's no denying that. But I find the combination of the two, of the tactics and the luck, to produce fun tactics and, yes, fun luck. It's part of the exploration. It feeds the theme. Things not always going your way. Not everything being under your control. And it works for me. So I really enjoy that combination. Overall, Naga is a beautiful and engaging and just incredible 2-player game that I was very happy to play. It's one that I look forward to playing many more times. It's one that's going to be in my collection for a long time. And therefore, I'm going to give this one a seal of excellence. Definitely recommend you give it a go. If you enjoy 2-player games with a little something different in them, slightly bigger, then this is a good one. It's not a big game. It's not an epic game. But it's going to give you more oomph than a small card game might, and I dare say more long-term replayability as well. So again, seal of excellence from me for Naga. That's it, everybody. I'm Z Garcia. Thanks for checking this out. I'll see you on the next one.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com.